It's October 10th, 2023, and these are your headlines. The third special session in Austin is underway. There's 4 conservative priorities on the agenda. The Texas Senate is racing to pass them, and the Texas House is doing nothing. In what has become an all too familiar situation, the Texas House appears to be dragging its feet when it comes to the items placed on the special session call by Governor Greg Abbott. Just today, the Senate held committee hearings on school choice legislation, border security initiatives, and COVID vaccine mandates. What did the House do? Well, nothing. They're gone until Thursday. And as of right now, there's no committee hearings even scheduled in the House. Many of the priority bills have not even been filed. Knowing the track record of the 2 chambers, this shouldn't come as a surprise. All you need to do is go look at what happened during the regular session earlier this year. While the Senate made quick progress in passing conservative priorities, the House took 4- and 5-day weekends. It's no wonder then that some legislation, like border security, was placed on the last day of the calendar and ultimately killed. But don't be mistaken, this is not a case of poor clock management. This is a strategy, one of several strategies that is often used to kill legislation in the Texas House. From what we've seen so far on school choice, by the way, the daylight does appear to be growing between the 2 chambers. It has passed the Senate multiple times before. It's never passed the House. And now the Senate's bill has actually gotten stronger. While in the House, members have discussed adding testing requirements to private schools, something that Republican Party of Texas Chairman Matt Rinaldi called a non-starter, and limiting the scope of the bill to where only certain groups can benefit from school choice. In other words, it wouldn't be for all Texas school children. And that's just one issue. This could be a concern for what we see coming out of this special session on other issues as well. All of this to say, keep a close eye on the clock as we move through this special session. There are 28 days left, and that may seem like a long time, but you would be amazed just how easily the House can blow through that if allowed to do so. Former Texas Congressman Will Hurd has officially dropped out of the presidential race and endorsed Nikki Haley. I know, dry your eyes. Do you remember Will Hurd? Will Hurd was a congressman, of course, in Texas for 3 terms. Ultimately, he was someone who propelled Beto O'Rourke to national prominence when he went on a road trip and filmed the whole thing with him. And when it came to his presidential campaign, Will Hurd failed to qualify for any of the Republican presidential debates. He made the announcement in a post on X in which he blamed other candidates' higher name ID and cash advantage. He said, "Unfortunately, it's become clear to me and my team that the time has come to suspend our campaign. While I appreciate all the time and energy our supporters have given, it's important to recognize the realities of the political landscape and the need to consolidate our party around one person to defeat both Donald Trump and President Biden." Hurd urged his supporters to instead back former South Carolina Governor and UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, saying, "Our nation deserves a leader who can unite us and navigate the complex challenges we face. I believe Ambassador Nikki Haley is the best person in this race to do that. Ambassador Haley has shown a willingness to articulate a different vision for the country than Donald Trump," there's his name again, "and has an unmatched grasp of the complexities of our foreign policy. I wholeheartedly endorse Ambassador Haley and look forward to supporting her for the remainder of this race." Now, Trump, who has been the frontrunner in the race, took to Truth Social, that's his social media platform, to blast Hurd after his departure, calling him, quote, "a nasty and jealous guy who truly doesn't have what it takes." Now, Hurd isn't the only presidential candidate to end their candidacy lately. I'm sure you saw this over the weekend. Steve Laffey, yes, that Steve Laffey, the former mayor of Cranston, Rhode Island, said he was dropping out. He did say we haven't heard the last of him. Although I never really heard the first of him. I didn't know he was in the race. Let me know in the comments if you ever heard of Steve Laffey before he got in this race, and especially now that he's out. Lastly, Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador is attacking Texas in a diplomatic note to the United States in protest of the state's additional truck inspections. The Mexican president accused Governor Greg Abbott of being politically motivated to enforce additional truck inspections, which he claims are very irresponsible and complicating the migration situation. According to Mexico's National Freight Transport Chamber, 19,000 trucks were delayed at the Mexico-Texas border. They also claimed the trucks carried about $2 billion in goods, severely affecting the cross-border trade. But the move to thoroughly inspect trucks crossing the border follows a surge of illegal aliens using this transportation to enter the country illegally through ports of entry. Last year, in one of the deadliest human smuggling cases in modern history, more than 50 illegal aliens were found dead in an abandoned tractor trailer in San Antonio. And last month, a video captured a train from Mexico, roughly 585 miles from the Rio Grande River, headed north towards Texas's southern border with dozens of migrants cheering and hanging from the sides. For more of today's stories, go to texasscorecard.com.
No ads, no paywalls, no government grants, and no corporate masters. Just real news for real Texans. This is Texas Scorecard.